a woman who was set on fire on a Chicago train last week has now been identified, and sadly, her story echoes the same disturbing pattern that we saw in the case of Iryana Zarutska, a violent offender with 72 prior arrests, walking free because a judge allowed him back on the streets. So the big question is, how was someone with such a massive rap sheet roaming around with an ankle monitor after an aggravated battery charge while still awaiting trial? Let's walk through who this judge is and what happened on that train. So 26-year-old Bethany MaGee was riding the train last Monday night, scrolling on her phone when something absolutely unthinkable happened. According to the criminal complaint, Lawrence Reed approached her from behind, and she was just a random passenger. So he opened a bottle, poured gasoline all over her head and body, and tried to light her on fire. Now, MaGee managed to fight him off and run, but Reed lit the bottle itself, dropped it, then picked it back up. Now, according to the complaint, he set her on fire while yelling, "Burn alive, B-word." The complaint says, quote, Reed then picked up the bottle that was now on fire, approached victim A, and lit victim A on fire using the bottle. Reed then ran to the front of the train car and stood watching victim A as her body was engulfed in flames. Victim A appears below on the far left underneath the train car number 3236, while Reed appears on the right holding the flaming bottle. She then attempted to extinguish herself by rolling on the ground of the train car, and while still on fire, exits the train before collapsing on the train platform where people came to help her. And he walks away during all of this. She did survive, but with severe critical burns across her face and her body. Now, just 20 minutes before the attack, surveillance video shows Reed buying gasoline at a gas station and putting it into a container that does not look like one made for gasoline. Now, the question everyone's asking, why was he out on the street? A detention motion from the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of Illinois lays it all out. So, back in August, while in a psychiatric ward, Reed allegedly slapped a social worker unconscious. And this was all caught on surveillance. So, despite this, Judge Teresa Molina Gonzalez released him on a felony aggravated battery charge with an ankle monitor, even after prosecutors warned that electronic monitoring would not protect the public from another, quote, vicious, random, and spontaneous attack. And his release conditions included no new offenses, no weapons, curfew, which would have barred him from being outside during the train attack, all of which he seemed to violate. According to CPD records, he's been arrested at least 72 times over the past 30 years. And at least 15 of those arrests were since 2016. For part 2 of this story, head to our channel, The National Desk.